Thank you once again for joining me today on the Path of Ascension. We'll be doing Echthra on Wisdom. So you'll come over to your soul mirror, come over here to Echthra, down over here to Wisdom. For this, we're going to be using Pelagos, and two things we're going to add to Pelagos here. Go into our bag here. We're going to be using the Charm of Discord and the Charm of Persistence, so that way we generate health throughout the fight, and our abilities can also trigger a dot on the boss. For our equipment, we're going to use Phial of Serenity because there's a lot of damage going on in this fight, so if you do make a mistake and you do get the poison, that way you can at least heal a little bit, maybe mitigate it, and it might be what saves you. So for this boss, she has greater HP and damage than she did in Loyalty. She has a new ability. Her abilities, of course, are Summon Crawler. She does it in a frontal cone. She summons 4 of them. Your Aspirin's Binding is not enough to kill them, but if you do single target them with a right click and do just your normal attack, it will kill them after the Aspirin's Binding. We'll, of course, be using Test of Faith on her, and we'll be taking the shield from Confront Memories. The second ability is she will do Foul Waste, which will do the swirly green on the ground that will leave poison behind. Stepping through it, of course, slows you down and also does damage over time. And then let's start this over. Thank you so much for once again joining me for the Path of Ascension. Today we'll be doing Echthra on Wisdom difficulty. We were able to upgrade to level 3 this week, so we're going to go to Choose. I've already chosen Pelagos, and for the equipment we're going to take the Phial of Serenity. So for this, I've also added the Charm of Persistence, which will let me generate 1% of my health every 5 seconds, and the Charm of Discord, because that will put a dot on it when I use my abilities on the boss. So that will do damage over time, assisting me with killing the boss. Now, for the boss, since it is Wisdom, they do have greater HP and damage, and a new ability. So for the abilities, the first one is Summon Crawler. The boss will do crawlers in a frontal cone in front of her. There is 4 of them. They will travel out from her and arrive at a green circle where they will officially spawn. If they get to you, they will leap on you and do a poison that is extremely damaging on Wisdom. The second one is Foul Waste. You will want to watch out for that. It will be green swirls on the ground. Walking into it does do damage over time and does slow you down. Her new ability is Befuddled Slime, which is a loss of control effect. So you'll want to make sure to either get around it, step through her, line of sight it, or be out of range of it. Because if she gets you with it and those spiders make it to you, it will quickly do a lot of damage. I would probably say if you don't have your shield up, three stacks is going to be fatal. It's really quick damage, very painful damage, and it's there for about 12 seconds, so it will outlive your shield. So to deal with the crawlers, I would recommend Aspirin's Binding. It will bring them down to about 5%, but if you right-click them and just do an average attack, it will finish them off. And then, of course, you'll use Test of Faith on her if you absolutely have to. You can use it on a Spiderling. Confront Memories, I would recommend taking the shield, because if they do get to you, it can be what saves your life. And Unleash whenever you can, especially if it kills and mops up the Spiderlings. Because this is a longer fight, there will be a lot of green stuff on the ground. I recommend line of sighting her when you can to keep her kind of close to the pillars. And one thing I have also noticed is if she's close to a wall when she summons her crawlers, it can actually cause her crawlers to summon less than the 4. So that could be a glitch. Do be mindful of that. You're not going to really be able to get her close to a wall, but if you kind of aim her towards a pillar when she's about to summon the crawlers, she will sometimes summon them through it, or sometimes she won't really summon them at all. Or they're just so stacked up because of the pillar, but they will pass through it in other occasions. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ring the bell, and then just like you, do the same as well for notifications. Leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know if there's any content that you're interested in, guides, or any questions you have, and you can always follow me on Twitch at _Dab86. Let's try to get her over to this. No! She turned the corner! She got me with another stun. Holy shit, that was difficult. Pardon my language there. Kiting her around with the poisons and the spiderlings is very hard. Using that unleash at clutch times, I would strongly recommend. Be very careful about where she summons those spiderlings. Best of luck. That was a very hard fight. I'm not going to lie. Just watch out those spiderlings. The poison, not so much of a problem. You can just grab your shield, travel through it, but it does take away from your shield. And then, of course, it seemed almost like staying in melee with her was better than actually being at ranged.